watching Truman Show. The movie's crazy. Everybody's gaslighting Truman the whole movie, and uh, like his wife's like they pull up when there's like a spill at the chemical plant, and she's like, "It looks like there's a spill at the chemical plant," and, and like right as they pull up to it, and it's like obviously there's a spill at the chemical plant. It's right there. Like I swear, stalkers always do that to me. Like those like say matter of fact things that's like obvious things or whatever. Or they say a thing right at a moment or whatever like that. But I think she's saying it because she's the actor on a TV set, you know, and that's why she's saying it in the movie. But it might be both, and it might be because the stalkers do that. Because there's definitely a lot of things on the movie that they do in real life all the time. So like, I just notice new things every time I watch it. And like all the people in the background is synchronized, and there's people behind the people synchronized, and shit like that. So they're hitting me the frequency. I was watching the Truman Show, like I said, and like I don't know if it was synced with the movie, but it was right when Truman. It's like right when Truman's dad comes back, when he's like talking to his friend on the bridge, and then his dad comes back, and it was like right when Truman and his friends stand up. The frequency was shot in my ear, so I don't know if it was synced with that, but I think it was. It was right at that exact moment. And they'll sync things with, like I've said, they'll sync things with movies all the time, like movie scenes, like changing, or like the opening scene ending, or like whatever. And then when I went to start the movie, it said 11:33 on the clock. I'm getting another frequency in my ear right now. I see a bunch of synced cars out my window the whole time I'm talking. I saw a guy walking that. I don't know if he was synced or not. He probably was. Like when I first walked up to the window, I saw a piece of cotton ball fly by my window. I think it was a synchronizer thing again, like it always is. Every time I see it, it looks synchronized. You can believe it or not. I haven't really caught it on video a lot, but it's always synchronized. Uh, so yeah, they'll sync up with movie scenes changing, and they'll sync up with like song verses changing, and they'll sync up with like songs changing from one song to another, and they'll sync up with like the lyrics of songs sometimes or whatever. I see dog walkers and this other guy that was walking up scene, and a bunch of other cars that are walking up scene. Uh, so like all the time I listen to music, they'll be doing that. They'll be syncing like when it goes from one verse to another, or just whatever. They love to sync. And there's this car backing up out of a driveway synced as the dog walkers walk up to the driveway, and then they're crossing the street synced with a Whitey and other stalker cars, and then the car stops backing up and starts driving forward when they get across the street with the dogs, and then there's a tan truck that looks synced, and then when they get up to the intersection with the dogs, the heater on my wall clicked, And there's other sinks, sinkmobiles. And there's one coming in the parking lot now, and there's a bunch of sinkmobiles on the street. Oh yeah, and then the last video I did, there wasn't a bunch of red cars before the video, but then like the whole walk over there wasn't a lot of red cars like that. I'm sure I saw some red cars synced up, but it wasn't red car day. It wasn't red o'clock yet until I walked back the other way. And it was red 30, red 33. So, I think I just saw an ambulance or something driving really fast. Or U-Haul or some type of stalker. But yeah, like the whole walk out there, it wasn't red cars, and then the whole walk back, it was a bunch of red cars, and like I don't know if it was because I turned the camera on, or if it's just the thing that they're doing when I'm walking back. If it's red o'clock, it's the red part of the day, or what? But it was a bunch of red on that video. So, or maybe that's like the first stalkers that I had noticed is the red cars as I was walking up to the street, and then they're like, send more red cars. He's talking about red cars. Or something, I don't know. For some reason, they did a bunch of red cars. It was a lot of red, and they were synced. And a lot of red and blue too, and then like there was like a red car driving out way up the street when a red car drove by me, and then there was a blue car pulling up to the street way ahead of me when a blue car drove by me. Shit like that. It's a lot of red and blue. And then the one blue car sat there for a long time, and I was like, is he gonna sink? Is he gonna sink? And then he sinked when I got to the intersection, and I was like, oh. And he pulled up like right after all the other the burst of blue cars. I see a burst of whiteys right now, and one's doing a U-turn. Burst of whitey heads, white heads, bursting. Disgusting white pus all over the street. I see the red and blue now. There's a blue car way in the background, synced with the red cars that are in the foreground. So, it's almost not gonna go live, but fuck it, we'll do it live. Cause then I'll forget too, and I'll be like, oh yeah, they shot a frequency in my ear, and there was 11:33 when I turned the movie on. So I forget these things. Maybe I can write them down in a notebook sometimes too. I'll do that, but it's like my video notebook. The sync things are happening again, and they were synced harder. I see a tan and a red car and another tan car and a white truck. Sync. And other sync heads synced. Black and silver and white sync. My neighbor's sink, or he's talking right now as I talk about it. Can you hear him? And then there goes the sink or toilet thing, whatever it is. And then I just glanced at the timer thing right here and it said 10:33. Do you hear him talking? He's a sink. He wasn't talking before he started talking, right when I started talking about him. But yeah, that toilet thing, or sink, or whatever, is synced again. It's a sink. Like all day today and all day yesterday. Like I don't usually hear that. It just started like yesterday doing that. I've heard him like flush his toilet sink a few times or whatever before, or whatever it is, but it's just been doing it like all day today and like yesterday. I hear it again right now. I see a bunch of blue cars and a turquoise car and the whiteys, and someone got out of a car. It was probably, I think she was getting out when I walked up to the window or something. Well, here comes the car. Is it gonna sink? It's gonna drive by me. Is it gonna be synced? There's a whitey driving out with my refrigerator clicking, like right after the car drove by me, like a few seconds after. So I don't know if it was synced with it, but the refrigerator was synced with the whitey though. It drove out at the exact same time. The refrigerator went. So it's a mystery. I'll never know if he was a sinkhead or not. So to the guy in the black car that might not be synced, if you're not synced, hit me up. I think I heard my other neighbor like talking synced really quietly, but maybe I think I heard it. I see red and blue. Sync cards. Ta-da! I dropped my cat thing. My cat tail broke off. So he's up here now on my sink fridge. My heater just clicked. Ha! There's a whitey head. Like the knob on the wall clicked, and then right when the whitey gets to the intersection, the heater's like turning on. What's gonna sink next, man? Is it gonna be sink tardy? Da-da! I think I heard a siren after the last video that I did, but it was really far away. If I did, I don't know if I did or not, but I think it did. It was like right after I ended the video. But if I did, it was extremely stock-tardily far away. Barely audible. Which they do things like that. I'll hear a truck beeping really far away. Or whatever. Like I can barely hear it. Like it's just like almost pointless that they're doing it. And like I might not even notice it. But they do things like that though. Like one day I was in my apartment, there was this truck beeping outside and he was really far away and he just kept doing it over and over again. He was like all the way across town beeping. They used to be stock-tarded. They wake up in the morning and they brush their teeth synced and they tie their shoes synced or whatever they do. And then I see a tan car and the lavender Nissan Sync Mobile. And I saw that car on the last video, or one of them, which there's multiple of them. There's multiple lavender Nissan cars that I see. And I saw like a lavender Nissan like SUV car one day too that was synced. And the heater on my wall clicked when I turned back around and I see sync heads out the window. Driving by strategically sync target. But yeah, there's a lot of videos with the lavender Nissan car, and then I see it a lot when I'm not recording too. And then I used to see him like all the time. I used to see him way more than I do now. I used to see him like multiple times a day. And I used to see a lot of purple cars too, like when I first started seeing stalkers. Or they'd have like one purple car like they do with the tan cars and the blue cars and shit. They'd have like one purple car. Or sometimes multiple purple cars. So I don't see the lavender Nissans like every day now. I think, but when I do, they're synced every time. There's multiple different ones. There's multiple different lavender Nissan, like different models of Nissan. I've never seen two of them syncing up with each other yet, though, so never seen that one before. But I think they'll like use them as like red and blue, or they'll use them as a blue car for like a red and blue sync, and then they'll use them as like a purple car. And sync it up with purple cars or whatever. Or sync it with like a tail lift that's purple. So I've seen that a bunch of times. And then they'll do like with turquoise cars, they'll sync it like a blue car or a green car. Like they'll do both with the turquoise cars. My refrigerator's turning off right now. And then, like I said, I think they'll do like with license plates, like they'll use like 4 like A, like they'll like 4 and A or like interchangeable, because the A looks kind of like a 4, like the number 4, and then B and 8. So like I'll see like B4, it's like 84. I'm pretty sure they do that. I've seen them. I'm like 100% sure they do that. But usually I don't really be caring about the license. I don't be tripping off license plate numbers a lot. I mean, when I'm at work, I'll always like, or when I'm driving a car, I'll always be pulling up behind a car that has a license plate number, like every intersection. But like, usually when I'm not recording, I'm not like paying attention to all that shit. Generally speaking. Some days more than others. I see his truck and his car synced. And the car has one light, I think. And the truck is coming in the parking lot. There's the other car synced. And my refrigerator click synced. Ta-da! So there's a video that I haven't uploaded yet. When I was walking before that last video, when I was walking out to that place, when I walked over the bridge over by Hy-Vee, there was people walking under the bridge. Synced. And they like looked up at me, they like waved at me and smiled. Right before they synced. And then I saw a cop, like right after that I saw a cop, and then I saw like a sheriff or a state stooper or something, some type of pigmobile. Sync-tarded up. Officer Doofy. Doo-doo! So I see sync-tarded cars right now. They're synced. I hear banging sound synced with them when they meet each other at the intersection. My water heater is turning on synced. It's non-stop syncs. It's a 24-minute video, and it's been non-stop syncs, and it's gonna be non-stop syncs right now at 6 o'clock. Should I end the video? Should I not end the video? Who's in here? Are you a sync head? Don't sync. Don't type a comment synced. Please type a regular comment without a red shirt on. I see a bunch of sync mobiles. There was a bunch of there was a few chemtrails, like I was saying this morning, and then they did turn into clouds, like right after that video, and then it's been cloudy the whole day since. The sky is covered in chemtrails, clouds that spread out from chemtrails. So I don't know who else saw it, but I saw the chemtrails turn into clouds. I literally watched it out my window this morning, and they turned into clouds, and now they're clouds. I seen it. I don't see any stalkers right now. They're pausing. Oh, there's a car driving out right as I'm talking. Is he synced? There's a piglet. Is he synced? He's synced with the other car and the AC thing outside my apartment turning on, and another car. Sync. Piglet sync. Oink oink. Sync sync. Piglet sync. Groundhog Day. Piglet groundhog. On the ground. Synced. Again, synced. A groundhog. Alright, so I think I'm gonna end this video now, maybe. Should I? Should I not? Because they're gonna sync something, and I might want to catch it. But then again, I don't really give a fuck. In a sense. Because I've already caught so much shit already. I just retired, so it's not like I really give a fuck. But at the same time, sync. I see a bunch of sync cars driving by the whole time I'm talking. I saw the whiteys. I saw you, whiteys. I see you. Just tell the whiteys I saw them. Give them a cookie or whatever because I saw them or whatever. However it works, whatever's happening. Give them the extra gift card because I saw them and I talked about them, and I was like, there's the whiteys. Or whatever happens. I don't know what they do with the whiteys. I see a tail lift. I don't know what he did, but I bet it was St. Party. I hear sounds through the wall right now. Did you hear the coughing? Sync.